So we're replacing the old gas log set, and got somebody working on the new gas hookup, but in the meantime I thought I would paint the brick in the firebox black. But before I do that, I want to just give it a quick clean. So I figured I'd use a high heat paint. Since it's a gas log set, it's actually going to have a real flame in there. So I thought that it'd be best to use something that is made to be exposed to high heat. So I'm going to be painting this brick white, or at least I haven't really decided. I'm really curious to see how it looks white, and then decide if I need to do another treatment on top of this. I like this curve, but I mean I don't love this design here, so I just want to see how it looks painted out white, and then decide whether I need to cover this up or just leave it painted. So I'm about to start work on this fireplace. After I did this patch of white, just a test patch to see, how it would look painted white, I really just don't like the look of this brick. It's so heavily textured, and this pattern in here is just, just doesn't look good. So I really want to try to cover up this brick with a mortar treatment, and something I've never done, and I'm just going to try. I've just done a little research on how to do it. So the first thing I did was wet down the brick a little bit, because I think it will help the mortar to adhere. We'll see if that works. If it doesn't, I'll just do the next patch dry. And I mixed up this mortar, and to help it adhere, because this is really so heavily textured, I haven't seen anybody do a treatment on a brick that's this coarse before. So I really just want to make sure it sticks, and I mixed it with this bonding adhesive just to help it at least for the first coat. And I think it's going to be like a very, just very thin coats and start to build up, like very thin scratch coats. And I'm going to try starting this off with a rag, and we'll just try and see if this works, and if not, we'll try something else. Okay, so it's actually, seems like it's sticking. I think that's just how it goes, a lot of it just falls off. I think that's just the way this is going to work. But yeah, looks like it's sticking, so I only mixed up a small batch because I wasn't sure, if this was the right consistency, but it looks like it is, so I'm going to use the rest of this batch, and then I'll make up a new batch. with the gloves. It seems like it's working. See if it works on the part that's not covered yet. Yeah, I feel like it works as well as the rag, so I'm just gonna do it with the gloves from here on out. Ooh, it looks like it's working. I mean, so the wetter mixture is definitely sticking better. Masked off, and so I'm really having to jam this into this corner here because it's such a tight angle, and I'm trying to make sure it reaches all the way to the back. There's going to be a giant cleanup after this because it is like everywhere. It is just falling down onto everything, so. Worth it though. Get any on top because I have to put the mantle back on. And now I'm going to do the inside edge. It's starting to dry out, so I'm going to add a little more. And I think I don't want to buy another container of this bonding adhesive, and I don't think I'm going to need it. I think that once this first coat is on, I'll just, put a little bit of that in whatever I have left over in each batch, and I think it's going to adhere fine. So now I'm just going to clean up around the bottom just to get try to have a nice clean edge so I don't just get a clump, all at the bottom. And let this first coat dry and then come back and do a second coat. But anyway, look, I'm really pleased with this. You can already see you've basically completely gotten rid of that. Not even completely, but basically you've come close to getting rid of that brick design that was there, which is way better than I expected. So I am just beyond pleased. I have a huge cleanup, but other than that, it's fantastic. So because this corner is so much of a tight angle, I'm just going to run down here with this tool just to try to just to not have a big clump in the corner so that when I pull the tape off, it'll either pull off too much or it'll leave a big clump or something. So I'm just trying to go down this edge. It's just a weird situation that this is, you know, on an angle like this. This is as much as it's gonna stick with this first coat. So I'm gonna let this dry, and I can't wait to see what this looks like. I'm gonna come back and do another coat and probably another coat after that, but I'm just so pleased with how this brick pattern has disappeared. Oh my gosh. All right, well, can't wait for the next coat. So I just stepped back from the fireplace, and it's only the first coat, but I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like it looks so good. I mean, compared to what it was, and I was really nervous about it because I hadn't done this before, and I thought, you know, if it doesn't work, I'll have to figure out something. But anyway, I just have high hopes for this, so I just think it looks so great already. It's just, oh my gosh, already it's so much better than it was.